Hello world, this is Tahlia from Tahlia Speaks, sitting down with Indianapolis Colts nose tackle Josh Chapman. As I stated before in one of my previous posts, we were going to sit down with him and discuss life, football, just a lot of fun random facts that you all may not have known about him. So first of all, I just want to say thank you for granting Tahlia Speaks her very first interview, and we'll just get right into football and how you started playing. Originally, I know when we had our first conversation, you told me that you didn't start playing until about the 8th or 9th grade. To me, I guess that seems a little late in the game, especially the fact that you went pro and you've won a national championship with your college team. Prior to that, what did you want to be growing up?
Well, first growing up, I wanted to be a police officer, and I found out that the FBI was over police officers, so I wanted to be an FBI agent. So I always wanted to be in charge. Right. I feel they kind of rule the world. Right.
FBI rules the world. I can imagine you probably intimidated a lot of people if you were in the FBI or a police officer in general. I'm just going to speak for myself and say that. So at that time, when you kind of started playing football, I remember you saying that you had a chance to go to Auburn, and then you ended up switching to Alabama. Tell me a little bit about that, and what kind of time was that in your life where you were kind of confused on what you wanted to do?
Well, growing up, I was always liked to watch the Miami Hurricanes play. And of course, as a kid, everybody wanted to play for Miami because they were winning. You always want to play for the winning team. Right. But the time came around that scholarship offers started coming in. I had offers from different schools, except Alabama. Many schools down south. And so I committed to Auburn, and from there on, it was like for a whole year that I was committed there. So at the same time, coming around signing, that's when they hired Nick Saban. And he has 3-4 defense, and then thing about putting guys in the NFL, so that's why I kind of switched over to Alabama.
Right. So tell me a little bit about that time in your life. So you committed your junior year first, and then your senior year, you switched up at the very end and committed to Alabama. What did you do, for fun? Did you have a job, or were you just kind of playing football all the time, just kind of just enjoying your summers? What did you do?
Well, besides football, I also did track. I threw dishes and shot put. But me and my best friends in high school, we all got a job at Buffalo Wild Wings, and we kind of made it a little more fun than working because we were always together. So it was a good job, and you get something to put some money in your pocket.
Right, exactly. So what did you do? Were you a server, cook? What did you do?
My title was a food expediter. I brought food out, and then later on in the job, I kind of started being a cashier. But we all kind of stayed in the kitchen, and we just brought food out. And at the same time, we was back there trying to make fun out of it.
I bet that was a fun time. So later on, once around your senior year, and you have been playing some high school football, did you start to become recognizable to people that came in, and were they chatting you up, or oh, that's Josh Chapman? How was that?
Well, with the high school I played at Hoover, and so it's a big high school. We always won state championships, and great high school. But in Hoover is either you're an Alabama fan or an Auburn fan. At the time, I was committed to Auburn, and you get a lot of Auburn fans come in who was kind of happy to come to Buffalo Wild and see a player that's committed there. So it kind of got fun.
Good. What was your favorite football team growing up? Who did you follow, or was there a player that you followed or watched mostly?
Well, growing up, my favorite, team would be Pittsburgh still. I kind of picked players. My favorite guy, Casey Hampton. I love watching Casey play. He's one of the best nose guards to play the game. But that's kind of why I kind of followed the Steelers.
Right. So, at what time, from just watching football and watching, you said Casey Hampton, did you feel man, that's what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go pro, or did you just I'm just gonna go to college and play and kind of, just kind of see what happens? Or did you have it in your mind that you were going to go pro, once you started playing in college?
Well, my mindset when I got into college, it was a little different because I knew what kind of player I was, what kind of person I was. I always wanted to be, one of those guys who's known as one of the best to do what I do and just play defensive line. And I feel I do it pretty well. And as the years went on, it was when I got a chance to be a professional. We kind of being in Alabama, playing for Nick Saban, and it was the future was just right there in my hands.
Right. because Alabama has always kind of been in the spotlight in football, especially. So I'm sure that was your chance to shine and then to strive even harder for those goals. So tell me a little bit about draft night. Like when you got that call from the Colts, I mean, how did that feel? I mean, I'm not saying this because I'm like a big Colts fan, but just even still, like that, they're one of the best franchises in football. Tell me a little bit about how you felt, like, getting an offer from them to come play.
Well, it's a privilege and an honor to be a part of the Colts organization. I mean, growing up, you just want to be a professional football player, regardless of what team it is. And I got picked by a great team who was known for, winning ball games. And they're a great franchise. And over these past couple of years, they're a winning team. And I'm glad to be a part of it.
Right. Well, it seems like the Colts are glad to have you as well. I know that I had seen it was either a tweet or an article about Jim Irsay, and he had said that you were going to be the key to stopping the run defense, and he looked forward to you playing very, very soon. So that in itself says a lot about what this man is capable of doing on the field. So we're definitely looking forward to seeing you next season. So now we're going to get a little personal, for the fans and the readers out there. Tell us a little bit about your family. Do you come from a big family? Do you guys get together often?
Well, my family, I have a big family who kind of got my back. They always been my backbone. My mom, she always been there for me, and uncles, aunts. Got two brothers, two sisters, and got 3 nieces. They mean the world to me. So that's kind of the reason what I do.
Right. Okay. So, like, when you guys get together, are there any, like, traditions that you guys do as a family? Like, I know, when my family gets together, we always sing, and we, like, play cards, we do something, you know what I mean? Like, what is your tradition? Like, when you all get together for holidays, like, what is it that you guys do?
Well, when I come home, it's kind of like, they kind of make it a celebration, so, they all cook for me, and they all know I want to eat my pork chop, macaroni, greens, red velvet cake, the whole 9 yards. So,
oh my goodness!
We eat right, and then all my family's big on cards. So we play spades all night long from sun up to sundown, and I talk a lot of smack in cards. So it kind of means a lot to me when I play. I kind of take it a little serious. Right.
First off, I want to know next time you go home, can I just get invited to one of the dinners? Because the menu you just read, made me very, very hungry. But secondly, what you guys may not know out there is that I had the privilege or punishment, whatever you want to call it, of playing Josh in spades at one time. And this man is very serious about his spades. He talks smack the whole game. And I still think he cheated, but we won't go too far into that right now. So I do have a lot of female readers and audience and people that come to my blog every day, and they want to know, like, are you single right now, or are you kind of just dating casually? Like, what is your status at this point?
Right now, I'm a single man. Relationship, is kind of on pause right now because got a lot on my plate, and I don't feel that I'll be dedicated to a relationship that I should be.
Right.
So it's kind of right now on pause.
Right. And that's very respectful. I think a lot of men should take heed to that, and can't do anything but respect a man that feels like, he wants to have a relationship at the right time in his life where he can devote time and energy to it. So when that time does come for you to look for that special lady, is there something that you look for in particular within a woman?
Of course, every man, he wants a woman that kind of act just like mamas. Same time, the person that know how to treat you, know when you're up or down, that got your back in. That's about the main one.
The main one. So, you guys hear that? You're gonna be trying to not necessarily fill in mama's shoes, but you got some work to do to win this man's heart over. So, and that is true. A lot of men feel the same way. They do look for certain traits in women that their mothers have. So that's understandable. So, just for fans in general, tell them something that maybe they wouldn't know about you. Like, are there any like interesting facts or like weird quirks or anything that they may not know about you that would be surprising?
I'm a people's person. I love being around people and love kind of being an entertainer with people. Whether it's having barbecue or just basically going out and just having some type of fun. I'm one of those type of guys, and I like to grill. I feel I probably cook some of the best ribs, best chicken in America. But at the same time, while grilling, I like to listen to my old school music. Like, I'm a Frankie Beverly Mays friend. I grew up on that all my life, and I also like blues, like Johnny Taylor, Mel Williams, a lot of those guys. So I'm a big music guy.
All right, the old school music. So are there like anything like as far as pet peeves like that you just cannot stand? Like when people do a certain thing or act a certain way, like what is it that kind of just gets you, rubs you the wrong way?
I'm a laid back guy. I mean, there's not really much that can get on my nerves or kind of get to me. But one thing probably would be loud talking, or it's like kind of in an argument. I kind of override people when they start loud talking to me, and it's kind of get over or kind of keep me calm when people just all calm and collected. Right.
So what you're saying, like, is that like the end of the conversation when people start to get loud or curse or want to yell, or you kind of like, look, this is done, or do you kind of get with them like, okay, you want to take it there?
Well, when it's loud talking, I mean, then man, I kind of over talk you louder, but at the end when I'm done talking, it's like, I mean, it's kind of over with.
End of discussion.
Okay.
All right. So no arguments with this man. All right. So what was your like? I know there's several, especially now you're still a young man, but what is your most memorable moment that you can think of right now as far as like something that you won't ever forget? It can be necessarily just a milestone in life or football in general.
Well, I mean, I got a few main moments that's special to me. And my first moment was graduating college. That's one thing my mom always wanted to see. Everybody's mom want to see that white piece of paper come in there.
Right. No matter what.
So, I mean, nobody can take that from you.
Right, exactly.
Second is playing for the University of Alabama. I won 2 national championships there, and man, it was a great college career, and man, it was fun for me. And third is kind of going to fulfill my dreams, and that's playing professional ball for the great team, the Colts.
Awesome. Well, I mean, those are some awesome, like, just milestones in general. Winning 2 national championships, I mean, there aren't very many people that can say that, which kind of leads me into my next question about this upcoming BCS Championship game. For those of you out there that follow college football or may not, the game is being played in Miami, Florida, and it's against Notre Dame Irish and the Alabama Crimson Tide, right? Am I right?
Right.
So, as you know, he lives in Indiana. He plays for the Indianapolis Colts. Notre Dame's the Indiana team, so I'm sure that Josh has taken a lot of slack or trash talk in general. Tell me about some of the stuff. First of all, tell me some of the stuff you've been hearing just in general from people regarding this upcoming game.
Let's see. Is Alabama ready for number 1 team, Notre Dame? I mean, Notre Dame has their history about all this. And we got a few players on the team that's from Notre Dame. I get jerseys in my locker.
Notre Dame jerseys?
I get pictures tweeted at me, Instagram at me. So, I mean, it's the whole 9 yards. But
oh, my goodness.
At the same time, it go both ways. I mean, I got enough smack talking and it go both ways.
So tell me a little bit about, I mean, honestly, I know that you're partial, you're going to be biased because you graduated from Alabama, but what predictions are you making for this game as far as, like, do you think it's going to be, just really exciting, or it's kind of like, whatever? I mean, is the competition, is there going to be competitiveness going on here?
Well, I feel like, playing for the University of Alabama, which is an honor, a privilege again, is, it'll be a great game. Notre Dame, they'll come out fighting for the first couple minutes, I feel, but at the same time, down in Alabama, we kind of set the standards of college football. As when you think college football, you think of Alabama. So it'll be a great game for the first couple minutes. Then Crimson Tide, I feel those boys pull it out and kind of make everybody else happy.
Right, everybody else happy. So he's basically saying the first 2 minutes might be exciting, and after that, we'll be boring because Alabama's going to be kicking butt, basically. All right, so lastly, before we kind of close out the interview, what advice would you give someone that says, you know what, whether they're 8 years old or 15 years old, and they say, you know what, I like football, I love it, I want to play, I want to be in the NFL, this is my goal, this is what I'm going to do. What advice would you give someone with that type of, those type of aspirations? Because I feel like, to me personally, you're one of a really good example of just perseverance. One of the main things that I don't know if a lot of people knew that you played with a torn ACL majority of your senior season, correct? To me, that is like a big deal. I mean, I've just read about injuries like that, but I mean, I can't imagine, fighting through maybe what could be pain or, something like that. Like, what would you say to people that feel like that this is the route they want to take? They want to play in the NFL.
Well, the first thing is you gotta have your mind right for it.
Right.
Man. It's a long process, but I mean it's worth it. You know, I mean,
Right.
coming out of high school, all those long days of camps and all that, high school is always, it kind of starts it all. It's kind of,
Right.
where do you want to go? What do you want to be in life? And it kind of start with doing little things right, like going to class, doing your schoolwork, and just being a good person inside, and then everything take care of itself. But you got to make sure you set goals, and nobody can deny you your goals but yourself. So
Right.
when you get high school, basically do your thing, and you get to college, the college level, that's when you kind of got to separate yourself, develop a niche, whether you're fast, strong,
Right.
whatever it is. You got to know what you're good at, and everything will take care of itself with that. And then when you get to professional ball, it's like that's when you got to really separate yourself and prove to the world that why you're here for a reason. So
Right.
that's how I've always been, and develop that niche and kind of separate yourself.
Right, exactly. See that? Basically, you're your biggest competition. You know what I mean? You're the only person that can hold yourself back from your dreams. So I think that this is a prime example of just the sacrifice, the hard work, him coming back, and still getting drafted throughout, injury and everything. So you guys can do anything you set your mind to. I know there's some older people out there that's probably going to watch this. It's never too late to do what it is that you want to do. So thank you so much, Josh, for the interview, and just allowing us to come to your home and kind of just talk with you and kind of just get a little bit unfiltered during this interview. So I want to say I definitely appreciate that. Best of luck to your team this weekend. I really don't have a favorite college team at this college football team, so I'm kind of like either way, whatever.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, he said. So all right, my brother's gonna kill me for saying next season Notre Dame fan. But anyway, so thanks a lot. And also, for you guys that don't know, the Colts take on the Baltimore Ravens in the wild card game on Sunday at 1 o'clock. So you guys need to tune in for that and definitely cheer on for my team, the Colts. I will definitely be cheering on. And any closing words for the people out there that you want to say? Or
It's an honor. Being here, being where I'm at in my shoes, and I don't take anything for granted. Thank God for it all.
That's right. Amen. All right. Thanks a lot.